so grateful that so many amazing people are in this room to help us celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Korean American Family Service Center. Very special, very heartfelt, very dedicated, conscientious friends and supporters. I'm thrilled and very warmed, and thank you for being here. We've truly come a long way since our humble beginnings, and it's really amazing to me what a small group of believers can do. I've been a part of the Korean American Family Service Center since the very early years and have seen the enormous impact of our work, the innumerable lives that have been transformed, and the incredible dedication of our staff, the board, our amazing volunteers, and our wonderful, generous supporters who are in this room, and that is you. Thank you so much. Thank you for continuing to support our journey. Let me give you just 2 stories about our center. In the early 90s, we worked out of a tiny office on 32nd Street, Koreatown, with just 1 counselor. I was visiting there one quiet afternoon when the phone rang. Though the caller was probably calling from her home, she was whispering. The counselor responded to her and spoke to her for a while in a quiet and reassuring tone. But after several long periods of silence, the caller abruptly said, "I'll call back," and she hung up. She didn't give even her first name, nor say where she was. The counselor told me that she sounded very desperate and was most likely a domestic violence survivor who was silenced by fear and for the enormous stigma that this would bring to her family. She also said, the counselor told me that this type of call came in often, and it made her sad because it was not possible to know if the same person was calling again, or because it was never possible to track the violence in our community because so many women tried to call, became frightened, and just hung up. And they stayed in silence through their agony. So that for a long time, this silence prevented us from keeping track of the incidents of violence in our community and prevented us from doing what we thought could be a better job. Fast forward now, today, things are very different. After decades of community education and supportive and restorative counseling, domestic violence is finally recognized in our community for the very serious public health crisis that it is. And through our work, our clients' lives, one by one, are being transformed so that they can begin to understand and embrace a truly healthy and hope-filled life again. The second story starts with a call from a local hospital in Queens. A woman had just been brought to the emergency room with severe bruises to her body and her face. She couldn't speak, but the staff thought she might be Korean. Just days before, we had visited this hospital to introduce the center's work and to offer our resources. As our counselor spoke to the injured woman lying there, it was clear she was Korean, and she had been brutally battered, unrecognizably battered, both physically and emotionally. Days later, finally when she was discharged, we found a shelter for her and her baby daughter. She joined our mother's support group and enrolled in our self-sufficiency program to learn job skills. When she started job hunting, we helped her find childcare and then school for her daughter. They began to start a new life and found new friends and joy in their lives again. Today, this former client is an upbeat, successful professional, and her beautiful daughter is in college. These are the people that we're all here for. While domestic violence, sexual assault, and sexual abuse are despicable, immoral, and illegal, we can do something about it. The good news is we have come to recognize that violence against women and girls is a vicious, pervasive enemy, one that must be fought not just by the survivors and those who counsel them, but by each and every one of us. More good news is that while we know that the sky is very, very big, women don't have to hold it up all by ourselves. The sky will not fall as long as others, and I'm looking at all the amazing, beautiful men in this room, step forward to hold up their half. As many of you know, I am an optimist, a dreamer who never wants to stop dancing. I am deeply, deeply grateful to the Center for giving me the opportunity to engage in this critical work now for over a quarter century. I am grateful for the joyful experience of seeing it grow and thrive with exciting new leadership, and for our loyal and generous supporters who give with their hearts. Thank you for living our values with me together. Thank you.